Hey, I want to talk about something. Recently, I've been working on a little project where I've been converting all of my Blu-rays and DVDs into video files to then use on a server that I can play on my PlayStation, on my TV, or in my living room's TV, or on my phone when I'm at work. That thing is called a PLEX server, and this beast has taken me about a month to get through all of my collection, my roommate's collection, various new things that I've picked up since, and I'm finally at a point where I feel like I am able to talk about it. So I want to do that. Let me show you guys what I've been working on. So this is my DVD collection, and this is my roommate's DVD collection. Fucking crazy, right? And this is a stack of movies that I was ripping around the time that I started filming this stuff. Since then, I have pretty much gotten through all of this. I'm sitting at about 400 movies now. Since about the beginning of November, I've been working on rebuilding a physical movie and TV show collection. I've always been of the firm belief that physical is always better, but life, I've been in and out of having collections. Whether that's movies, music, video games, TV shows, I've had a slew of different collections over time. I used to have a really big video game collection that I've toned down over the last couple of years. I also used to have a massive vinyl collection, and I still mostly do, but even that has kind of dwindled down over time. But because I have this hoarder blood mentality in me, I had to set my sights on a new hobby, and that was DVD and Blu-ray collecting. And it's been a lot of fun. Now, if you're like me, you've probably seen a whole bunch of those physical media is back type videos, and I have always been of that belief. And much like a lot of people right now, I'm kind of sick of the streaming ecosystem. For one, it costs way too much money having multiple different streaming services. A lot of the times I'll be looking for a movie and I can't even find it on any of those streaming services, and instead have to rent it from either Prime or somewhere else. And that's just too fucking much, dude. Most of the time, these movies are rent now for $3 to $8, or if it's a new release, it's $10 to $20. And pretty much all of those times, you can just get a DVD of that for $4 as well. And then you just own it and can watch it whenever you want. Another big downside is, especially right now, something that's really relevant currently to this day, is these studios that do these streaming services keep buying up other studios. Look at the fucking Netflix and Warner deal. This shit's crazy. Okay, so for example, if I want to watch, let's say, 2007's greatest hit, Disturbia starring Shia LaBeouf, right? I gotta pay fucking Daddy Bezos $4 just to watch the movie. You know what else is $4? Buying the fucking DVD on eBay, bro. And now, I literally just own it, and I can watch fucking Good Boy Binocular Man fucking stare at a hot girl from across the street any goddamn day of the week if I wanted to, because I own it. Let me tell you another story. A couple weeks ago, I had some time to kill before going to work, so I stopped by a local thrift store and ended up leaving with a big fat stack of movies of a bunch of shit that I love that are comfort films for me. It was 14-year-old me had dropped off their entire movie collection, and it was just chilling there. I had to fight myself from grabbing even more because I only wanted to spend 20 bucks. And you can find this at any thrift store. They all have all of the shit that you're probably looking for, unless you're into weird stuff like Cronenberg movies like I am. You're not gonna find those at thrift stores. People actually care about that shit. You wanna find a fucking copy of Pineapple Express? Go hit a fucking thrift store, dude. It's there. So naturally, with my ADHD brain and my collecting blood, I started to spiral with this and started getting a bunch of more movies. I started going to a bunch of thrift stores, buying a lot of things up left and right. I started ordering a lot of comfort films for me, movies that I know I'm gonna watch over and over and over again over the years and don't want to have to pay for every time I want to watch it. So over the last couple of years, I've been really into this podcast called Retro Warriors. Little plug here. And one of the hosts talks about how he's been setting up a PLEX server for the last few years, and he runs his old anime on it and all that stuff. And so I started actually diving into learning about what that actually was. And basically, a PLEX server is essentially a streaming service that you create, but you have to source all the media. So if you want to watch Disturbia or fucking High Fidelity, you have to have a copy and you have to physically put it onto that server, which is what led me into ripping everything that me and my roommate own. I'm talking DVDs, I'm talking Blu-rays, I even learned how to fucking hack my Blu-ray drive and let me do 4K movies. I went insane on this shit. And now I'm sitting with a collection of movies, almost 400 deep, and I'm not even finished ripping everything yet. There's still other ones floating around. A lot of them are like Scooby-Doo and other shit like that. We also continue to keep picking things up, so that's adding to this massive pile. This is like a project that you're gonna start, get through a whole bunch of, and then like continue to do it probably until you're dead. So in terms of actually sourcing your media, there's two ways you can go about doing this. One, you can go out and buy the DVDs and Blu-rays, have a DVD drive or Blu-ray drive, do the physical ripping yourself, and then put it on there. Or two, you can go Jack Sparrow mode and fucking sail the seven seas. I went with option one. I'm like one of the only people that I know that still has a DVD drive, and I'm especially one of the only people I know that has a Blu-ray drive that they then hack to do 4Ks. When I started doing this, all I had was the DVD drive, and it was like a shitty little one that I had bought on Amazon years and years and years ago, I think for literally $12, just so I could burn some CDs for a friend. And I like started with using that, and it quickly broke after I ripped about 20 movies. That thing was just not meant to handle this. So I made a trip to Best Buy. I'm gonna insert a clip here of that trip, but basically I picked up a newer DVD drive for like $50, so much better. I've ripped hundreds of movies with this thing so far. That, and I picked up a Blu-ray drive for about 120 or something like that. I'm gonna link in the description what drives I bought if you wanna also do this. I would super recommend these after having used them for the last month and ripping countless amounts of stuff. They're solid. Anyway, so here's that clip from Best Buy. Okay, brief intermission here. I just got back from fucking Best Buy because I had to go and buy a couple things. I didn't record this part, but I had to throw away the DVD drive that I was using because it just kind of started to shit the bed. Most of the DVDs that I started putting into it, it was like, I don't know, man, I can't do it. Half of them are brand new. It's just like, nah, we're not gonna work anymore. So I figured if I have to replace my shitty little external drive, I might as well go the next step up, right? So I spent $115 on a Blu-ray drive. Okay, this doesn't stop here. I had to get two different drives because I'm doing two projects at once right now. So this should hopefully let me continue to rip my DVDs, but now also my Blu-rays. I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. I also picked up this DVD writer because my other project, I'm trying to burn a movie. And that other external drive that I had wouldn't fucking do it. So $170 later, I have these two drives. This one might get returned. I don't fucking know. This shit's confusing. If you want to get into DVDs and making your own ones, learn from my mistakes. Okay, so now I have two DVD drives stacked on top of each other. Let's see if we can rip a Blu-ray in the Blu-ray drive while I'm also burning with the DVD drive. This is how I'm feeling right now towards physical media. Okay. Fucking. Let's go, baby. Okay, well, still to be determined with the DVD drive, but the fucking Blu-ray one, dude, I haven't had a disc work this quickly in a while. So there we go, boom, creep tapes are set. Initially, I was thinking maybe I wouldn't need the other DVD drive for like a long time. Maybe I could return it or whatever. And then I started ripping TV shows. And when you have a big box set of shows with multiple seasons and you're looking specifically at like DVDs, it makes it a lot easier to have two drives to rip two different seasons at one time. But my problem's gonna end with just needing to source another DVD drive. I quickly realized that I was running out of storage. So I had to do even more purchasing, and I've already spent a lot on this project, specifically through sourcing media, the DVD drives, and now this. This is the system that I'm stuck with for the time being, but eventually I want to move everything off of my standard computer into like a different little computer that I can use entirely for housing the Plex and all of my like storage and stuff. And eventually I want to build a NAS, or at least get NAS drives to put into my little toaster drive bay thing. But we'll get there eventually. Maybe I'll make another video in like 6 months of like where the server's at now. Originally, I had started with using just my like portable hard drive. I also use that for pretty much everything else that I do, including making YouTube videos and stuff. After I'd filled up like a terabyte of that hard drive space, I was like, fuck, I need something new. So I picked up this weird little toaster thing that lets you sit hard drives in the top. Initially, it started with getting another 2 terabyte drive, and I just kind of worked between both of those. And then I went and saw my family for Thanksgiving and also got a bunch of movies there. So I picked up another hard drive, and now I'm sitting at 6 terabytes of storage for all of the shit that I have going on right now. This is a project that is gonna need a whole lot of storage, especially if you're doing Blu-rays and 4Ks. One thing that does help here, there's a program called Handbrake, which is like a compression software. When you're doing a bunch of these things, like 4Ks can take up upwards of 50 to like 100 gigabytes depending on the movie. If you compress those down, you can drop it down to like 20 gigs, all the way down to like 7 is the lowest I've seen, and it still looks good. So that's an option. I haven't really done that with 4Ks yet because I haven't super needed to, but I know eventually I'm going to want to. However, with TV shows, especially if you're ripping TV shows from Blu-ray, those files take up a lot of space really, really quick. Like I had ripped all of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Blu-ray, and that was like 400 gigabytes of shit. So I had to like go in and compress those. It was just too much. I'm sitting at about 400 movies, a whole bunch of shows. I've ripped fucking all of Avatar. I've ripped all of fucking Samurai Champloo. I've ripped all of South Park, minus like a couple of the specials and the newest seasons. Obviously, season 1 through 27 plus the COVID specials, all of that I had to do compression on. Creating this Plex server has like done wonders for my brain. I've had this fun little computer project to work on. I do it in between doing other things. Like you can just plug a DVD in, send it off. It's gonna take like 20 to 30 minutes to like rip everything from it. You can go fuck around and do something else in the meantime. But this has also led me into like just loving collecting stuff again. I've been buying up movies that I love. I've been buying up Blu-rays a lot. I've been fucking diving into the Criterion collection. Because of this, I got my first one, which was Inland Empire. But now I have this really cool thing for me and my roommates to use whenever we want to. And I found myself using this streaming service over any other paid streaming service that I have. And I would like to get to a point where I don't even have to use those anymore because everything I'll ever want is available to me on my thing that I made. It's also really wild how if you just talk to people about this, like in your everyday, day-to-day life, you can meet a lot of people who will just give you DVDs because most people don't want these anymore. And sometimes they even have Blu-rays and shit. You can get a lot of this stuff for free from just asking about it or looking on Craigslist or looking on Facebook Marketplace. These are all really good sources to source really cheap entertainment. Like I went down to my parents' house for Thanksgiving and I came back with a whole Trader Joe's bag full of fucking movies. And that's not even everything. My mom just took out the stuff that she had immediate, easy access to. I still have like all of my shit that's still at their house that she's gonna pull out of storage for me for when I go down for Christmas. So I have even more movies on the way. Like this is never gonna end, and it's kind of really cool. I really enjoy taking the time and putting the disc in my little drive, ripping everything, looking at all the fun bonus features and shit, seeing what I actually want to keep or not. Like I'm fully sucked in. And not only am I using this, I've also seen my roommates use it a lot, whether I'm like going out and cooking dinner or we actually sit down and watch a movie together. It's getting used by the people who I want to use it. Most of the time, we choose this over anything else first. The other day, we all sat down and watched The Terminator because I had recently ripped it and threw it on. And that was just like a really fun experience and something that we probably wouldn't have done if not for doing this. So the big takeaway here is you should absolutely start buying physical media again, regardless of if you do this or not. You should start having a collection of the movies that you enjoy, especially if you're sick and tired of giving more money to these fucking services that don't give a fuck about you. The time of like owning nothing and being happy about it is stupid. It's over. It's done. It's dumb as fuck. You should own stuff. It's really cool to have a curation of shit that you own, that you made, and when people come over and they see it and they go, wow, holy shit, I didn't know you liked fucking Accepted. Like, it's cool to have a thing that tells your life story, whether that's movies, whether that's video games, whether that's music. Owning physical media is fucking rad, and you should be doing it. And then if you want to be a psychopath, go buy DVD drives for your little laptops or your PCs and fucking start ripping all that shit. Put it on a server, use that instead of paying for another month of Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or HBO and all that dumb bullshit. This is so much better. This is so much cooler. It's so much more fun. You get to fully interact with your shit. Anyways, thank you for watching my stupid little video. If you enjoyed this type of content, I have another one already made of me talking about my Criterion collection, and that'll come out probably around the same time this one does. I also have a bunch of other little projects planned. This is the first video for this channel. The sole purpose of this channel is for me to actually do the projects that I want to do. So if you want to join me on this journey, feel free to subscribe. It's only going to get better from here. I know that these ones have been a little bit more chaotic, but maybe I'll get better at actually staying to a script. Who knows? Okay, I'll shut up now. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.